From the murky waters of the sportsman's paradise, stories emerge. Stories of the generations of people who have shared in the bounties of the land. Stories of communities that have persevered through natural disasters. Stories of the abundance of fish, wildlife, and adventures that create an ecosystem rich in diversity. And from the silted banks of the mighty Mississippi to the soggy marsh bottoms, from the tops of towering pine forests to the depths of the salty Gulf, human and animal have shared this fortune for centuries. Enjoy these stories as told by outdoor journalists who travel across our state, documenting the adventure, sportsmanship, and heritage that make us Bayou Wild.
Welcome to Bayou Wild TV. We're here at Morton Seafood Restaurant, our home base for our show on the banks of the Tchefuncte River in Madisonville. We've got a great episode coming up for you today.
On this week's show, Paul Candies, latest inductee to Louisiana Sports Hall of Fame, drag racer, but he also had a little side job called the Grand Isle Tarpon Rodeo.
Late Paul Candies, as the old saying goes, felt the need for speed. Thanks to one of the most successful drag racing partnerships in history, Candies and Hughes. Candies also loved to fish. His father Otto started the Grand Isle Tarpon Rodeo in the 1930s. Son Paul took over in the 1960s and helped it become the annual event that draws more than 15,000 fishermen and tourists to the tiny island off the Louisiana Gulf Coast.
Then we head down to Buras, where my frustrations grow just a tad. This thing called fly fishing, it doesn't come easy, but we know an expert who tries really hard to get me on some fish. We're gonna meet Ryan Lambert and head out with a fly rod.
All right.
Right into the wind.
Go ahead and do your thing. Just get in front of them to the left.
Can't get that far, but.
Come on, take your time going back and then get on them.
Can you get me a little closer?
Yes, ma'am.
It's the most challenging type of fishing I've tried to do so far in terms of technique and just kind of all doing the right things at one time. There's really no muscle involved, so it's all just kind of learning the technique.
Okay, that's perfect. Strip.
It's like they heard me.
You're gonna have to beep that.
Literally, I went like this and they swam away. Then we're gonna take you into the kitchen of this restaurant. We've got another great recipe from Morton Seafood Restaurant. You don't wanna miss it.
Yeah, it's the Don Dubuque special, so stay tuned.
All right, what we got here is we have our fresh in-house homemade white beans. We make them every Monday. They're on the menu every Monday. We serve it with our homemade cornbread, and you get either sausage or pork chop. We got a sausage here. And then we have our fried shrimp. We batter the shrimp in our egg wash in our yellow seasoned corn flour. We drop in the grease. Our grease is heated at 350. About 2-3 minutes in the grease. As soon as they're floating, they're ready to go.
Closed captioning made possible by Ceto.com. Become a member. Here's how I guarantee my crawfish tastes great every time. I use Louisiana Fish Fry brand seafood boil. Why do the pros use Louisiana Fish Fry seafood boil?
Because the flavor is so good.
It has more garlic, onion, paprika, lemon, and not too much salt.
It has much better flavor.
Louisiana Fish Fry brand seafood boil. Find the yellow bag, pour and boil for great crawfish every time.
In 1967, Dutch Stogner realized his dream to run his own meat market. 50 years and 3 generations later, Double D and the Stogner family still operate with Dutch's original commitment to quality. Pick up some Double D sausage today and share your good times with us on Facebook.
Find out if alternative treatment is the answer to your pet's health issues. Contact Dr. G at vetnaturally.com.
Earlier this summer, 11 individuals became the newest members of the Louisiana Sports Hall of Fame. Among those was South Louisiana drag racing pioneer Paul Candies. Paul's sons, Brett and PB, were present in Natchitoches to accept the award on behalf of their late father.
In his racing career, he had one guy by the name of Knott Farrington that was kind of his mentor that taught him that he needed to work hard to be successful in racing.
Racing enthusiasts around the world know of the success of the Candies Hughes team on the drag strip.
Well, there's plenty to worry about when you bring them to the line. For Oswald, it could be a world championship. McCullough comes out hard, but now it's Oswald as he screams toward the world championship, and he's done it. Mark Oswald wins the round, wins the world championship with a 5.79.
The late Paul Candies, as the old saying goes, felt the need for speed. Thanks to one of the most successful drag racing partnerships in history, Candies and Hughes. And win was what Candies and Hughes did. Often. 45 major wins between 1970 and 1994, including 28 NHRA titles.
Paul's accomplishments are unmatched by any other drag racer in Louisiana history. He was a remarkable man. He loved his family, he loved his racing community, and he truly loved the state of Louisiana.
But the Paul Candies legacy extends well beyond the drag racing community. Candies also loved to fish. His father Otto started the Grand Isle Tarpon Rodeo in the 1930s. Son Paul took over in the 1960s and helped it become the annual event that draws more than 15,000 fishermen and tourists to the tiny island off the Louisiana Gulf Coast.
Paul Candies took over in the 1960s, and he just the rodeo just blew up when he took over. It's the oldest competitive fishing tournament in the United States, and a lot of that, the reason why it's going so strong is because of Paul Candies. And he's known as the granddaddy of the Tarpon Rodeo, and it's a name that really fits because he really helped this rodeo expand to just more than a local regional tournament. People from all over the country come over to Grand Isle to fish in this tournament.
Each year, thousands descend on Grand Isle in late July for the summertime Mardi Gras. But for the Candies family, the preparation begins long before the dog days of Louisiana summer.
Personally, started about Mother's Day time to Grand Isle, started getting everything for our personal selves ready. And then starting right after that in June, we started preparing for the Tarpon Rodeo, making sure all our sponsors are lined up, getting everything going, the president and the parties and whatever and what was not, and just making sure that everything that's ongoing with the rodeo festivities for the 3 days in the end of July is in line.
For this fishing family, organizing the country's oldest fishing tournament is a tradition that has been passed down from founder and patriarch Otto Candies.
We've been doing it since we were kids. Our dad, our grandfather, so it's 3 generations long. My sons participate, so we're 4 generations long in the Grand Isle Tarpon Rodeo, and it's just fantastic.
Following in Paul Candies' winning footsteps, the Candies family has found success at the Tarpon Rodeo weigh scales in recent years.
I won 3 years ago. My youngest son, Cade, got 2nd place 2 years ago and won last year, so if we keep the streak going, we'll do good again this year. Everybody that wets a line has a chance. It's just that we've been doing it for so long, and we pride ourselves to be with the right people at the right time, fishing with really, really good people. So you learn how to get it done, and we've just been very, very fortunate and lucky.
The Candies family is proud of the legacy of now Louisiana Sports Hall of Famer Paul Candies, and that heritage will continue on through their family business, racing enthusiasts, fishermen, and the Grand Isle community.
Well, one of his major contributions is starting a scholarship foundation for the Grand Isle High School that affords kids that couldn't have the opportunities to go to college, can go to college. And then through the political world in Jefferson Parish and in the town of Grand Isle of building the Tarpon Rodeo to what it is today and building a permanent facility that the rodeo can be under a solid facility and the town can use it throughout the year in the parish.
We have personal ties to Grand Isle, we have business ties to Grand Isle, family ties to Grand Isle. We've been down there again, like I said earlier, as kids. We've been there since as early as we can remember going down there to Grand Isle, so we really have befriended a lot of people down there, and we really like to help push the community of Grand Isle as much as we can.
And we'll have another Hall of Fame inductee coming up, Jack Haynes, on a future episode. Bass fisherman, one of the first people to win the Bassmaster Classic, and he was from Louisiana, which is also a rarity. Then Ryan Lambert's coming up next. Going to do some saltwater fly fishing. If you've ever tried it, it ain't the easiest thing. Martha can attest to that.
Oh, yes.
Coming up next.
Just because you can cast a little bit, you have to cast at a particular place, and you have to learn how to present your bait to a redfish. It's not like you're going to cast like in a creek and he's going to come 10, 20 foot to get it. You're going to have to put it in front of him and then strip back to him to where it coincides with where he's swimming, like leading a duck. And once you do that, then you'll learn to catch him.
You've got to deal with cloud cover, water clarity, wind, and then you have to find the fish. So it's very difficult.
Hi, I'm Donnie Rouse. There are a lot of different reasons to shop at Rouse's.
It's the people. Everybody that works here is just so nice.
Our stores get deliveries 7 days a week.
They have such a wide variety at Rouse's. Everything's in stock. I mean, everything.
We use Rouse family recipes and ingredients found right here in the store.
It's the food. Rouse's food tastes like homemade. And they're local.
Like us.
We also have great prices.
That's the difference Rouse's makes.
Want to be part of the Bayou Wild Film Crew? Sign up for our Cajun Invasion Wild Pheasant Hunt in the remote hills of South Dakota, December 3rd through 7th. Bad River Bucks and Birds provides lodging, meals, transportation, dogs, and bird cleaning. Details at dontheoutdoorsguide.com.
In 1967, Dutch Stogner realized his dream to run his own meat market. 50 years and 3 generations later, Double D and the Stogner family still operate with Dutch's original commitment to quality. Pick up some Double D sausage today and share your good times with us on Facebook.
Here's how I guarantee my crawfish taste great every time. I use what the pros use. I use Louisiana Fish Fry brand seafood boil. Why do the pros use Louisiana Fish Fry seafood boil?
Because, guys, it has more herbs and spices.
It has a much better flavor.
It's easy, just pour and boil.
Louisiana Fish Fry brand seafood boil. Find the yellow bag and pour and boil for great crawfish every time. Unless there's a tropical storm or a hurricane, it's a safe bet somebody in Louisiana is going to catch a redfish somewhere. They're that plentiful. So what do you do if you want a challenge? Take up a fly rod.
Tons of them.
It's a high tide right now. Now the water's going to barely start falling here in a little bit. Just because you can cast a little bit, you have to cast at a particular place, and you have to learn how to present your bait to a redfish. It's not like you're going to cast like in a creek and he's going to come 10, 20 foot to get it. You're going to have to put it in front of him and then strip back to him to where it coincides with where he's swimming, like leading a duck. And once you do that, then you'll learn to catch him. Big fish. So he's up there. You see where he's at? He's at that green bush right now, the green puff in front of you. Those are just a big wake. There's something right in front of you, right at 12 o'clock. That's a red. Get in front of him, cast. Get some ump in that cast, harder.
I don't even see it.
2 of them. Just strip through there. Just put your rod down and start stripping right through there. If you're going back and forth like that, you're just gonna spook them.
You've got to deal with cloud cover, water clarity, wind, and then you have to find the fish. So it's very difficult.
Yeah, see, that finger keeps that from doing that. See, that's pretty good. I say 2 by 2, which is 2 foot in front of where he's swimming and 2 foot on the other side of him to where when you strip it, you can get it in front of him. You don't want to hit him on the head. You want to make it go in front of his face as he's swimming towards you. And then he'll hit it because he thinks he spooked something up, and he'll just come up and grab it thinking it's all about him. See right there? That was a good one to just start stripping back.
I feel like fly fishing is more like hunting than fishing. You have to stalk your prey.
It is hunting and fishing simultaneously. And that's what I like. It's just not go out there and, you know, throw out there with some bait and catch some fish. It's an art. Push pulling is an art. Fly fishing is an art. The whole game is very sporty. It's not like sitting on a point with a shrimp and just waiting for something to come get it. You got to work at this. You know, it's not like river fishing or stream fishing where you cast out there and the flow of the line is taking your fly down the river and then something. No, you got to sight cast these. This and bone fishing. And I would imagine tarpon fishing are fun as it gets. And just put your rod down and start stripping back. Put it on that your index finger. There you go. Strip, strip. Not a slow strip. Strip, strip. Make that big. Well, you gotta have a really good pair of polarized glasses to where you can see down into the water. I mean, the water's not very clear here, and I can almost see the bottom right here from up here. With polarized glasses will let you see into the water very easy. Trying to fly fish offshore in that birdie water, blue lenses, you're in this kind of stuff, we use green lenses. I use the Sunrise, which is the yellow like you have on. I use those to shoot with, to duck hunt with, and I also use them when I'm in crystal clear water or in low light situations. Those really bring things out. He's going way left.
I see him.
That's a red there.
Yeah.
Pick up and go. Wait. Don't move it. Strip it now. Strip. Make it move.
You're working in a bit of a confined space and you've got a lot of line to deal with, so keeping your line together and not getting tangled, and then trying to figure out how to get the grass off it without getting your line tangled, getting your line back ready to set up, and then you only have a couple seconds, so you have to work quickly.
I like to come in the marsh and get around this aquatic vegetation because it filters the water and it makes it a lot clearer where you can see them. Now in the fall, when the bull reds are around, you know, as the water cools off, the algae gets out the water and you'll be able to see. So come October, November, December, January, the water really gets nice and you can see them just in the shallow bays and along the beaches. And those are fun, but those are big fish. You need a 10 weight most of the time to fish those big bulls. But I like this inside the marsh fishing a lot, especially if you can find some aquatic vegetation, or in the falling tide when it's coming out the rosos, the water gets real black and clean, and you want to get where you can see them like that. There, love. See him?
Yeah.
A little bit more. Cast a little further this time. A little further. Okay, wait. Okay, strip a little bit. Strip. Here he comes. Strip. Harder, faster. Strip, and you're behind him. Strip.
I don't know.
Get in front of it. Okay, wait, he's still right there, Martha.
Literally put it in front of 6 different fish's mouths and they don't want it. So I could see that landing one would be, with the odds of catching one, pretty rewarding.
You gotta go again. Further. Okay, now you can see that green line, and what it was, you were behind him stripping the whole time. You were just following him.
It's the most challenging type of fishing I've tried to do so far in terms of technique and just kind of all doing the right things at one time. There's really no muscle involved, so it's all just kind of learning the technique.
You know, there's fly fishing clubs in every town, and if you get with a fly fishing club, they will have casting lessons, they'll have fly tying lessons, they'll teach you about it. It's a great sport, but it's a difficult sport. It's not something you can just, you know, everybody picks up one when they're a kid and catches some brim, but they'll give you a good idea on what to use for starter equipment, that kind of stuff. Because you could really spend some money if you want.
Here's how I guarantee my crawfish taste great every time. I use Louisiana Fish Fry brand seafood boil. Why do the pros use Louisiana fish fry seafood boil?
Because the flavor is so good.
It has more garlic, onion, paprika, lemon, and not too much salt.
It has much better flavor.
Louisiana fish fry brand seafood boil. Find the yellow bag, pour and boil for great crawfish every time.
In 1967, Dutch Stogner realized his dream to run his own meat market. 50 years and 3 generations later, Double D and the Stogner family still operate with Dutch's original commitment to quality. Pick up some Double D sausage today and share your good times with us on Facebook.
All right, we're about to go into the kitchen here at Morton Seafood Restaurant, show you a real menu specialty named after someone you know pretty well. We're going to do it with Chef Nick Palmisano. Come on. All right, so we've kind of slipped out of the dining room here at Morton's and we're back in the kitchen with Chef Nick Palmisano for a very special recipe. Tell us what we got going here, Nick.
All right, what we got here is we have our fresh in-house homemade white beans. We make them every Monday. They're on the menu every Monday. We serve it with our homemade cornbread, and you get either sausage or pork chop. We got a sausage here. And then we have our fried shrimp. We batter the shrimp in our egg wash in our yellow seasoned corn flour. We drop in the grease. Our grease is heated at 350. About 2-3 minutes in the grease. As soon as they're floating, they're ready to go. Then we're going to take our crystal hot sauce butter mixture here that we make in-house. We'll ladle it on there. I'll take that from you, Don. Go ahead and toss it around a few times, get them nice and coated. And this is what we have learned to call the Don Dubuque Special. Take our shrimp. We're going to go around the rice.
Now this may sound like a little wild, uncompatible mixture, but let me tell you, when you try it, it's great.
Well, everybody uses hot sauce on their beans, so we're just using shrimp and hot sauce together.
All right. So there you have it, the Don Dubuque Special. When you come here to Morton's, ask for it. White beans, shrimp with rice, with those buffalo flavored crystal shrimp, sausage and cornbread. It's a complete meal. Next, maybe we'll work on a Martha Spencel special.
Sounds good, Don.
If you hunt or fish, you really need to check out 20echo.com. It's an app that you can take on the water or on the hunt. It logs all the information. It's got the date, the GPS location, tons of information to log your catch or kill. It's a great thing to have. Check it out at 20echo.com and you'll see it more on Bayou Wild TV.
Here's how I guarantee my crawfish taste great every time. I use Louisiana Fish Fry brand seafood boil. Why do the pros use Louisiana Fish Fry seafood boil?
Because the flavor is so good.
It has more garlic, onion, paprika, lemon, and not too much salt.
It has much better flavor.
Louisiana Fish Fry brand seafood boil. Find the yellow bag, pour and boil for great crawfish every time. Thank you for watching Bayou Wild today. Coming up next week, we go to Venice for a great event for the kids called Wish to Fish.
Fight hard, eh? Fight hard, eh? Guess what? Not no more. All right. Got him. Got him. There you go. How about that?
Give me the first redfish.
Yeah.
Give me a thumbs up.
Hi, I'm Donnie Rouse. There are a lot of different reasons to shop at Rouse's.
It's the people. Everybody that works here is just so nice.
Our stores get deliveries 7 days a week.
They have such a wide variety at Rouse's. Everything's in stock. I mean, everything.
We use Rouse family recipes and ingredients found right here in the store.
It's the food. Rouse's food tastes like homemade.
And they're local.
Like us.
We also have great prices.
That's the difference Rouse's makes.
In 1967, Dutch Stogner realized his dream to run his own meat market. 50 years and 3 generations later, Double D and the Stogner family still operate with Dutch's original commitment to quality. Pick up some Double D sausage today and share your good times with us on Facebook.
Here's how I guarantee my crawfish tastes great every time. I use what the pros use. I use Louisiana Fish Fry brand seafood boil. Why do the pros use Louisiana Fish Fry seafood boil?
Because, guys, it has more herbs and spices.
It has a much better flavor.
It's easy, just pour and boil.
Louisiana Fish Fry brand seafood boil. Find the yellow bag, and pour and boil for great crawfish every time.
And coming up next week, you're going to learn a little bit more about the Louisiana state bird. Of course, that is the pelican. Coming up, we're going to head down to Grand Isle.
In the 1950s and 60s, DDT was a very popular pesticide used throughout the United States. That pesticide made its way into waterways and into the fisheries in South Louisiana and bioaccumulated into brown pelicans and led to a failure of nesting in coastal Louisiana. And so by the 1963, the birds were extirpated from the state. So in 1968, a group of biologists from the Louisiana Department of Wildlife and Fisheries teamed up with biologists in Florida and began to bring birds from Florida over to Louisiana to reintroduce the brown pelican.
That's part of, one of the beautiful things. It's on the state flag, it's on our state seal. You go to the beach, you can't, who'd never seen pelicans kind of skirting down the beach, or when you go out fishing or enjoying some time on the water, they're just perched on every piling there is. I mean, to have that species not part of this ecosystem would just be an incredible thing. I can't even imagine what that would look like.
And don't forget, come visit us at Morton's. Call and check our schedule. We're here on Mondays. Find out what time you can come, talk a little fishing, and have a great meal.
Yep, and check us out on social media too. You can always find us on Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube. Have a great day.